Hello everyone, I'm Trey Rich and you're watching The Buzz. On our last show of 2020, we have the judges from the Go Big Show on TBS. Then we have singer, songwriter, producer Judith Hill in our studio to talk about a new project. And then we have Shab in our artist spotlight. And finally, we say goodbye to 2020. It's our last show of the year, so let's get this party started.
Hi, I'm Rosario Dawson. Let's get buzzed.
In a few days, we're going to be in for a treat. TBS will be airing the first episode of the Go Big Show, which boasts to be the most exciting talent show on television. Madison got a chance to talk to the judges and the show's host, Bert Kreischer. So, let's take a look.
I'm Madison Brodsky, and today I am virtually hanging out with actress Rosario Dawson, comedian Brett Kreischer, country music superstar Jennifer Nettles, and all-elite wrestler Cody, who are teaming up to host and judge the heavily anticipated greatest talent show on the planet, the Go Big Show on TBS. My adrenaline is literally pumping just thinking about the acts you guys booked for the Go Big Show. So I want to hear the craziest thing that you've ever done to get the credentials of judging some of the most insane acts and talents I've ever seen.
I mean, first of all, we're in the entertainment industry, so that in and of itself, you have to be pretty crazy. It's a high
Amen
risk.
to that, yes.
It's a high risk industry. So I think that alone. No, you know what? I don't know if it's some of the craziest stuff that we've done, Madison, but Rosario and I have been chatting and even throughout the day and saying, like, you know, when you see a performer on stage or when you see a performer on the screen, you talk about them being larger than life. And that is what all of these acts actually are in and of their essence, is larger than life. So I think we understand what that feeling is. We understand what it is to, you know, to drop in and to be your biggest energy that you want to share. And so I think that makes us, I hope makes us qualified. I know it definitely gets us inspired to celebrate these acts. For sure.
Absolutely. Rosario, as an adrenaline junkie yourself, what qualities were you looking for in these acts to truly be impressed?
I mean, it was just being able to be a witness to exactly that, you know, people dropping into the zone and being able to perform. And that's really challenging, you know, because they had one opportunity. It wasn't like we could do it multiple takes or go, okay, that didn't work for camera, let's try it again. You know, this thing that they've spent hours and days and weeks and years of their lives, that 10,000 plus hours that they've done to become experts at this incredible performance that they were, you know, sharing with us. You know, they also, you could see it, like the pressure, you know, and that was a big part of it. Like, can you deliver and perform under pressure? Because we know you can do this thing, you know, that's how they were there in the first place. But can you do it under these circumstances at this exact moment? Go. You know, and that's something all of us could appreciate in really different, varied ways. You know, how did you wake up? How much rest did you get? You know, there's very intergenerational, a lot of the performers and stuff, and everyone was in a bubble and they're in the hotel. And then we'd be seeing like that they'd be posting on social media, wiling out and doing all types of crazy things. And it was like, you got to perform tomorrow, get it together. You know, it was just like really, really fun, you know, and I don't know, it's just an appreciation. You know, you're talking about like what kind of stuff you say. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, yeah, I've gone running with the bulls. I've gone jumping out of planes. I've like gone scuba diving, done all kinds of really fun, weird, wild things that I just am so grateful for that I've tried. So I really, for me personally, could just get like what that critical moment is when you decide, yeah, I'm going to wheel myself off of this ledge.
Yeah, or hold a 150-pound block and two judges sit on it, have their lives in my hands. No big deal.
Literally. Like I get off. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. But I'm also like, where did I sign the insurance waiver that said it was okay that I could potentially be flung across the room? I mean, I'd do it again, but still, just like, right? Unbelievable, you know, and that real raw quality, that danger, that wildness, it's all very real.
What makes this show different than all the other talent-based TV shows out there?
Ooh. I think this is it's less singing and dancing and then singing and dancing with rattlesnakes in your mouth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like there's just an extra level to it. It's a talent that you'd learn in a field by yourself. It's not a talent that you would go to class for. It's a talent that it's a talent that your mom says you shouldn't do, as opposed to a talent where she's like, you got to see what my son does. It really is heartland, a heartland energy, in that you never can really put your thumb on what's coming up next, as opposed to glitter, glam, tap, and sparkle, you know?
I love that. Bert, how much fun did you have with these guys as an executive producer on the show? Why were they the perfect people to join you on the crazy set?
Okay, let's real quick. I'll go across the board.
Okay,
my wife's a redneck, obsessed with Jennifer Nettles. Okay, Rosario Dawson might be the most perfect looking human being in the world, connected to the most generous big heart, and I was obsessed with the movie Kids. Cody Rhodes, are you kidding me? From a dynasty of wrestlers. I grew up in Florida. I watched his dad wrestle live, and then we're going to close with Snoop Dogg. Shut the front. Snoop Dogg? Are you telling me? It ain't no fun if my homies can't have none. This is a dream cast for me, a dream cast. And I literally, we lived in a bubble. I lived across the hall from Cody. Anytime I'd hear his door open, I just open my door. Where are you going? Cigar? Want to go work out? Huh? Pre-meal mix?
Oh, you guys worked out together? How did that go?
I don't know if you'd say work out. I got on the treadmill and walked at a 3.5 while he lifted weights. But yeah, we worked out together.
We'll
you know what, though? Bert did the classic, make sure he leaves the gym last. That's a classic pro wrestler move. Like, oh, I've got a few things left. Whether he was. So I always assumed he was getting it all the time. Very health and fitness conscious crew. Snoop was in the gym at 7 a.m. every morning. One of the most shocking things about the whole time was Snoop's gym block was in the AM. It blew my mind. A very healthy show.
I am very impressed by this. And Cody, going into this show, what kind of judge did you think you'd be?
I really anticipated that I would be the friendliest, kindest, loving judge. And I want to say I probably took a complete turn on that, just because there's a beauty when somebody goes out there and goes big and succeeds, and you can feel that. And then there is also a lot of humor, and when someone goes big and in a big way fails, and I had to call them on it. And it was a tough task, but I felt up to that task.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
Bye.
The Go Big Show premieres on TBS January 7th, so please check your local listings for times. After the break, we have Judith Hill in her studio to talk about her new music and working with legendary artists like Prince and Michael Jackson. Don't go away.
Americana, but you better run away when you hear the bang.
Singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist Judith Hill's new album, Baby I'm Hollywood, is due out February 11th. The self-produced project is a throwback to soul, funk, and classic rock. Hill was a protege of Prince, who co-produced her debut album Back in Time, and she's worked with legendary artists like Michael Jackson, George Benson, Stevie Wonder, Elton John, and Ringo Starr, among others. She was the official opening act on tours for John Legend and Josh Groban. We have Judith in our studio to tell us all about her new project. Let's take a look.
What's up, everybody? This is Judith Hill. I'm singer-songwriter, born and raised in North California.
Americana, get your piece of the gold. Americana, Americana, get your piece of the gold. Americana.
My parents are both musicians. My dad was a bass player for Billy Preston, and my mom was an amazing keyboardist, and they formed a band and had me, and I grew up in a very musical surrounding. So it was like I was born into it, and everywhere I looked there was just funk and soul around me. It was crazy because my mom is a classical pianist, and she taught me classical music as well as me being surrounded by gospel music and soul and funk. So for me, I was just kind of a sponge absorbing it all. And to this day, I consider myself like I embrace all that. I am at heart a soul singer. It will be soul music, a soul fanatic, 100%. There's no denying that's who I am. But you're gonna hear influence of the jazz and the classical and rock just in my music, just because that's just a part of who I am and the stuff that I grew up on.
I know you've been hurting for a long time.
I think for me, probably the most powerful chapter would be my work with Prince, just because he was such a instrumental in kind of helping me shift my business direction where I was signed to Sony at the time, and I took a real drastic left turn and learned the art of being autonomous, learning how to be your own boss, be in control of what you do and know what you want and make it happen and not rely on other people to make it happen. So that was really a powerful season for me. With Prince, it was very much about him being the centerpiece of him being a musician. That really, it was about that live music and being able to create music for the band and create like these long extended jams and arrangements, and it was all very based in being a musician and how to make that kind of music, which is really what I loved, what I do. Michael was amazing because he was like the master of putting together this like incredible production and pop show that you get to experience at the highest level. And so, you know, it was just two different styles, and Prince does that type of show as well. He does those epic, like fully blown out pop type of shows. But in my era with Prince, when I was with him, it was really much about the musician and about creating like music for the band, which is my experience of it.
I'm a rough, good bucket. I know you're loving my style.
I like to just be able to play my album from start to finish as if it was a sequence the way I want a show to run. So that's really how I put it together. Like this upcoming album, Baby I'm Hollywood, is very much like, I could tell my band right now, we're just going to play it from start to finish, and the flow will be perfect. And that's how I kind of determine which song goes where. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Baby I'm Hollywood is really my third LP album, and it's really it's the album where I finally own it, and I own my identity, and I don't apologize for it. Like Golden Child was like more of a coming of age album. Baby I'm Hollywood is, the statement itself was a bit ballsy, because, you know, people think of Hollywood as a pretentious place, and really I wanted to personify Hollywood as a woman. She's a survivor. I was born in North Hollywood. I've seen the highs and lows, and I wanted to create an album that speaks to my truth and to my life. And so I did write most of the music early, like November of last year, and then recorded it as a full live album with my band. I'm going to be releasing as a second single, top of January, Baby I'm Hollywood, the title track. And then a third single, God Bless the Mechanic, which is a whole nother situation. But basically the album is very much of a body of work that is very rich in its content. It's got like lots of emotions. I go into deep emotions and like dealing with pain and loss and so many things, but then also just allowing space for just incredible arrangements musically, stretching out with the vamps and just having like stuff that's very funky, very soulful. So it's really like a lot. There's something for everybody, I would say, on the record. My songs go 7 minutes, 8 minutes, or 4 minutes. I pretty much have ignored all of the rules of what I guess the Spotify culture is telling us to do, and that might have a lot to do with just, you know, my world, what I've been around, you know, with being with Prince, and just that whole psychology of like of why we're making this music and what this really is, like that, the masterpieces and the gems, when you write them, like and some are 2 minutes just because it's too funky to go longer. You just want to hit it and quit it, and it's like, let them just want more. And then some songs are supposed to be 10 minutes because they're masterpieces. And so that's the type of legacy that I'm excited for. Anything that I loved, whether it was Beethoven, Leonard Bernstein, Stevie Wonder, whoever, all the people that have stood the test of time and have contributed to humanity, did the real thing. And so for me, that's the exciting part about making this music. And you know, the digital world can try to do its thing and try to tell us what to do, but at the end of the day, this is for the people. Hi, I'm Judith Hill, and you just been buzzed.
Baby I'm Hollywood is due out early February, and Americana is out now. Don't go anywhere, we have international pop star Shab up next in our Artist Spotlight. We'll be right back. Persian pop star Shab has just released her English-speaking single Spell on Me back in March with great success, and her new song What I Do is blazing the dance charts. We got a chance to talk to her about her new music and what we can expect for 2021.
So, you know, growing up, I grew up in a big household, so we were each other's friends, right? We would play together, we would dance together, we would, you know, just keep each other like constantly like motivated and excited, because we didn't have iPads, we didn't have smartphones, you know, we had the cassette player and that was cool, you know. We listened to everything from Michael Jackson, Prince, ABBA, disco, you know, the Bee Gees and Footloose back then, and, you know, Flashdance where they were doing the break dancing, and, you know, and we would just have dance parties, and that was our thing. We would come home, we would do our homework, and then we would start cleaning the house and vacuuming, dancing, you know. As we're doing that, we would listen to music. Whether we're cooking, we're listening to music, you know. So we were just constantly, even like having parties, you know, every week, twice a week, we would have someone over the house every day. Like our door was open to everyone. You want food, you're hungry, come on over. You want us to cheer you up, come on over. They were just like, I have 7 brothers and 6 sisters, you know, so we were not, none of them were married except one of my older brothers. So we were all like, geez, we just had so much fun. Hi, my name is Shab. I'm a singer-songwriter from Dallas.
This was meant for us. You pulled me together so gently, and I was strong enough to let you shine your light through me. So many let me down, but I dried my sins in the moonlight, and I see clearly now. You set the angels in me free. I felt it changing. I felt a poison in my heart.
You know, when I met Damon Sharp, he's an amazing producer and he's super talented. We just kind of, you know, the first song, of course, was given to me. It's called Down to the Wire. It will be on the 8th album, which is, we're going to call it the 8th, something with infinity. We're not sure yet. We don't have the name for the album yet, but it's ready to go. It will be out February 12th. So it's called Down to the Wire. It's very energetic, high energy song and fun. And I just fell in love with it. I said, I would love to sing this song, you know, but it was given to me. The second song has kind of like an R&B feel. And I grew up listening to hip hop, R&B. I'm from Baltimore, like Baltimore club, you know. I loved all that, like Method Man and Mayor J. Blige, you know, just to name a few, and there's so many more. Anyway, so that's just the way it happened, and I love that song too. So I sang it. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I just got in the flow of writing, and I was like, I just got inspired, you know. I was like, wow, this is great. Whenever I heard a verse, or even if it's in a Bible, I have a devotional that I read every morning. Even if it's saying something, hey, I love the shine in your eyes, I would just jot it down. Or like, because you give me life is in the shine in your eyes, you know, like those little words. And I just started like writing it down. I was like, I think I'm onto something. This could be a really cool song. And I want people to know, I want a song that has like something with my, you know, my background. Like, and I'm Persian, we have those Middle Eastern belly dancing beats, something sexy, something different. And that's part of who I am. And I want my fans to kind of know that side of me too. So then we came up with Spell on Me, and it just worked. And I sent Damon some lyric ideas. We looked into it. I was like, some kind of Middle Eastern vibe. And he came up with that song. When he sent it to me, after all the lyrics I had sent him, I was like, oh my God, that's exactly the feel I wanted. I wanted to be like something beautiful. And he just gets my vibe. Damon is really incredible. He has the eye and ear for music. He just gets it.
Give me life, it's in the shine of your eyes. I fly so high whenever you're in the sky. And boy, I can't speak, hypnotized, I can't breathe. It's like you put a spell on me. It's like you put a spell on me. It's in the eyes. Put a spell on me.
It's been a pretty exciting times for me, but at the same time, feeling out people and what's going on with COVID and everything that happened, I was just getting more inspired to help, in a sense, through my music, through dance, putting some like good vibes out there through music and dance. And that just sort of inspired me more. But my family didn't even know I did my first album, because I didn't want them to say, oh no, don't do it. And because they have in the past told me not to do it, and I was discouraged. So this time around, I didn't say anything to anybody. I was just working behind the scene quietly, secretly. It was a secret album. So when they found out, they were just like, oh my God, how did you do it? When? How? So it was cool. And yeah. So they can find me on Instagram under Shab Music Official. Facebook is also Shab Music Official. We have a website, shabofficial.com. And then as well as our Twitter is Shab Official as well. My name is Shab, and you've just been buzzed.
The What I Do music video is out now on YouTube. The visuals for that are pretty cool, so don't forget to check that out. Don't go anywhere. We have a wrap up of the top moments of 2020. We'll be right back. We can't argue that 2020 has been the most stressful year of our generation, but as much as we'd like to forget, we have Madison to give us some retrospect on what good has happened. So let's take a look.
Thanks, Trey. I think we can all agree that 2020 was pretty much the equivalent to the Oscars announcing the wrong winner for Best Picture in 2017. We counted down to midnight and instantly became excited and hopeful for what this new decade could bring, only to be quickly whiplashed by disappointment and heartbreak, with many families around the world enduring financial and emotional stress in the midst of this global pandemic. But with the new vaccine now being distributed, we're so happy to see a light at the end of this very dark tunnel. And hey, while social and political headlines took up a lot of real estate on our social media feeds and television news shows, 2020 did actually have some fun moments. Like Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston breaking the internet when the former Flames had a moment backstage at the SAG Awards, giving fans hope of a Braniston romantic entanglement. And then they gave our little hearts an extra beat when the duo had a virtual moment via Zoom at the Fast Times table read.
Hi everyone. Hi Aniston.
Hi, Pitt.
How you doing?
Good, honey. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
How do we hopeless romantics insert ourselves into this dream couple? I mean, a girl can dream. I'm no Jenny from the block, but my hips don't lie when I tell you that Shakira and Jennifer Lopez's Super Bowl halftime show performance was so well done. We had two independent strong women, two powerhouse vocalists, and a whole lot of bouncing, bopping, twisting, and twerking. And for anyone who hated on the performance for being too sexy for TV, take a seat. When have you ever been that excited to watch a football game? Then there was Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Need I say any more? Tiger King blessed our screens, racking up over 34 million views in the first 10 days. And honestly, binging has never been the same. Broadway has been dark since March, but even before the musical Hamilton was a powerhouse. And the hottest ticket in town. Seriously, to the point where getting a ticket was virtually impossible. But the Disney gods have spoken and allowed us mere mortals to virtually be in the room where it happens. airing a live recording of the Broadway show with the original cast on Disney Plus for the low subscription price of $6.99. Hey, that's so much better than the $200 plus general admission ticket. Thank you, Disney gods. And while many recording artists were holding off releasing music this year in order to avoid coming off as insensitive or tone deaf, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion came to the industry's rescue by dropping WAP all over the airways.
7 days a week, wet and gushy, make that pull-out game weak.
The track drew a record-breaking 93 million US streams in its first week of release and is still arguably the song of the year. And the only thing better than the virtual dance is Will and Grace actor Leslie Jordan's reaction to finding out what exactly WAP means.
Oh! Cardi B's new song, WAP. W-A-P, that's an acronym. Oh, Lord, no. I can't believe it. Well, that is just shocking. Oh my God, there's some whores in his house. There's some whores.
Of course there's more good news in pop culture than what I just mentioned, so don't go flooding my DMs if I missed your favorite. I'm Madison Brodsky, and 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
That's all we have. Special thanks to Daisy, Shab, Judith Hill, Rosario Dawson, Jennifer Nettles, Cody Rose, and Bert Kreischer. Also an extended thanks to Madison Brodsky, Ray Williams, Daniel DeLate, and Kira Lynn. Happy 2021, everyone, I hope. I'm Trey Rich, love and light to you all. 2020, get the f*** out of here!
I felt it changing. I felt a poison in my heart. I'm too pure, trusted a stranger who gave me everything, but I am yours. Sung my song like a prayer for you. Waking when he's losing my sleep. Feels so right, it's like I can't.
For more stories and extended clips, go to thebuzzallaccess.com. I'm Trey Rich, and you've just been buzzed.